Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and its community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. A lot of very interesting and controversial things are happening in the world of COD Zombies today. So without further ado, let's get right into our first story of the day. The full reveal of Treyarch's next iteration of the COD Zombies mode within the upcoming Call of Duty title Vanguard, to be released in under a month's time. One massive, glaring omission that everybody picked up on is the seeming lack of any traditional round-based zombies content that has always been the bread and butter, the heart and soul of the game mode since it launched back in 2008, where instead Treyarch talked about their release game mode called Der Anfang, which is not a round-based map, rather a combination of the Outbreak and Onslaught game modes packaged into one. This of course left many players in the zombies community very disappointed and confused as to why they decided to make this decision. But that disappointment, for those that were aware of some of the leaks surrounding the future DLC season of Vanguard Zombies, was lessened a little bit. That's because one of the most prominent leakers within the Call of Duty community had this to say all the way back in mid-September. Today I got a little bit more information to back up something I was told recently about Vanguard Zombies. The first proper round-based map will come with Vanguard Season 1. Not at launch, but there will be zombies content on day one. So yes, he was correct. It seems like there will be no zombies round-based content on day one, but there's hope that the round-based map that most people are most excited about will release at the start of Season 1, like 2 or 3 weeks after the launch of the game. So not that long to wait, right? But the MW2 Ghost has issued an update to this story where clearly some things are changing with the development of this map over at Treyarch, where when he was asked if there's still going to be a round-based map released at the start of Season 1, this is what he had to say. I'm not sure now. I first reported that there wasn't going to be a full classic round-based map for Vanguard launch, which is true, and that they were aiming for that round-based map to be released in Season 1. But was since told by another source that a round-based map may not even come by Season 1. So my big takeaway from this is twofold. First of all, as a big fan of round-based maps personally, it is a good sign that from two different sources that have talked to MW2 Ghost, there is some sort of traditional round-based map in development for Vanguard Zombies mode. Which, while you might think, yeah, obviously, round-based maps is basically the core of zombies, there has of course been rumors that Treyarch is continuously looking to phase out round-based maps, as reported by another prominent leaker in the community, the Ghost of Hope, over on Twitter. And while I totally disagree with that approach, it's good, at least for now, that Treyarch isn't going all in on their Outbreak Onslaught hybrid, and is in fact working on something that all zombies players love. That is, if the MW2 Ghost sources are correct, of course. But the flip side of that coin is that it seems to be that the release of this Vanguard round-based zombies map may be a little bit further away than we first expected. With the initial idea that this round-based map would be released at the start of Season 1, 2 or 3 weeks after the game's launch, it was pretty acceptable. Not that far away from the release of the game, but with the updated information from the MW2 Ghost source, because of whatever reasons within the development of this map, it seems like the target of Season 1 may be delayed, and that we may not see this round-based map until the start of Season 2 or like the very end of Season 1 like Firebase Z or beyond. Now the solution for how Treyarch can at least placate a lot of us in the zombies community that want to see a round-based map at launch in Cold War, or at least very soon after the launch of the game, seems to be pretty obvious, right? As brought up by fellow zombies YouTuber Black Ops Amazing, if there is no round-based zombies map at launch like the leaks suggest, why not just give us Shino Numa as a round-based map? It's already in Vanguard, just turn it into a survival map. Surely that won't be difficult for them to do. I think that would keep the round-based people happy. We know that China will be one of the 3 sub-maps they released for the hybrid mode De Anfang. They've already built out the entire map within the Vanguard engine. Treyarch should do what they never had the guts or resources or time to do in Cold War Zombies, which is release Nacht as its individual survival map and do that instead with Xinu. It was pretty well entirely built out in the first map, Die Maschine, and within the Nacht Easter egg within Forsaken, it returned to its original status in even more detail. I'm surprised that something they never pulled the trigger on that we really expected them to do, it just never happened for whatever reason. I do think that this hybrid mode, that Der Anfang, will be a lot of fun. It'll be an awesome game mode at launch, and I'm still hugely excited to play it and cover it when it releases, but I'm still hoping that Treyarch continues to see round-based zombies maps as having a future within this franchise and this game mode. But now, moving on to our second story of the day, something popped up that I've been following over the last several months. Whenever somebody's messaged me about this on Twitter, you can find a link to that in the description, by the way, if you want to drop a follow. But this has to do with zombies players getting randomly banned while just playing zombies for no reason in particular. Where yesterday, that happened to someone very, very prominent in the zombies community, where MrRoflWaffles was just playing some Firebase Z on his console when his account was permanently banned for no reason. Now, everyone's first reaction was, well, were you like playing on PC? Were you using some kind of mods or something like that? And he said, this is a console ban too. I couldn't mod even if I tried. I literally loaded up 3 games of Firebase Z to get clips for a huge video I'm working on, and boom, booted off and banned apparently. I'm so confused. Now that spiked something in my memory from reading about the symptoms of everybody getting randomly banned in zombies over the past couple months, and it always seems to have a similar theme, with that general kind of pattern I've noticed being that players that hop into a zombies match get booted off, that crash out, or have their connection interrupted for whatever reason, then try to immediately hop back into another match and have that crash or disconnection happen to them again. Most of these reports of players getting banned have occurred after they try to hop in once again a 3rd time or a 4th time, ending off getting banned in a similar fashion that MrRoflWaffles did, where he said he was talking to Peck in the Firebase Z Easter egg. It kicked me off the game, and then when I tried to get back on, it said this. I wonder if this is a continued issue of Activision's and Treyarch's cheat detection engine, false flagging accounts when they try to re-enter zombies matches one after another after a fatal error or a crash. If this has happened to you or a friend of yours, definitely let me know in the comments or on Twitter, but my advice would be PC or console. If you get consistently disconnected from games over and over again, maybe hold off for a few minutes or just restart your console instead of immediately trying to hop back into another zombies match after you're like your 3rd or 4th time crashing. Hopefully Milo MrRoflWaffles will get his account unbanned. And beyond that, with Activision developing and announcing their new anti-cheat system called the Ricochet, which will be debuting later this year once the Vanguard Pacific map launches, Ricochet will be introduced into Vanguard and by extension Vanguard Zombies, so hopefully issues like this will be a thing of the past very soon. And now moving on to our 3rd story of the day. Today we got the first official teaser for a big event that is going to be taking place in just a few days' time within Cold War and within Warzone. This was probably one of the most popular events ever held in Warzone last year. Now with Cold War Zombies being a thing, Call of Duty's The Haunting event, which debuts on October 19th, is bound to be pretty interesting for zombies as well. If you guys remember, The Haunting was an event held last year around this time that introduced playable zombies into Warzone. I'm not a big Warzone player, but I hopped into Warzone for that event and had an absolute blast. Just like prior cross-Cold War and Warzone events held in the past, such as The Numbers, Zombies will have its own challenges and rewards to complete as part of The Haunting. We don't know if Treyarch's going to introduce any kind of interesting or new exclusive content into the Zombies mode with The Haunting, or if it will just be like The Numbers and just have traditional challenges that you have to complete to get rewards. But I'm excited to try out everything this event has to offer when it releases next Tuesday. But guys, that does wrap up today's Zombies news update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The question of where Treyarch sees the future of the Zombies mode going in the later stages of Vanguard and beyond is a massive question that we don't have an exact answer for yet. And I think that Call of Duty Hope's statement that Treyarch is looking to get rid of round-based maps in the future in exchange for more quote-unquote accessible Zombies game modes that appeal to a broader audience of Warzone players, that it may be even more of a precarious future for a mode, round-based maps, that I've loved for over a decade than we originally thought, but maybe that deserves its own video in the future. I want to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video in the future. Peace.